Hey guys, welcome back to Dina's Ink Inspirations. I had this scene that I had stamped out and started coloring, and I just really wasn't very happy with it and was going to throw it away. But I thought maybe if I use my pencils I could do more with it, so let's give it a try. I had printed this paper out from this. I had made this background on glossy paper. As you can see, they do print out different. This one has a little more of the pinks showing through, and this one has more of the oranges and yellows. But I really like this one, so I didn't want to just use it and not be able to stamp on it again. So I saved it and I print them out. And I think what I'm going to do with this one, I'm really not happy with it at all. So I'm going to start out by trying to color in this bridge. First, let me show you the stamps that I did use on here. They're all Stampscapes. Pavilion large, I used that one right in the front as a foreground. And then the Pavilion small. The Mystic Hills right is on this side, but it only used the very edge, the very corner of it. It didn't use that part. And then I used the Mystic Hills left. And the Maple Pear I used down here. And some bushes in front of like some ground cover. And of course the Stone Bridge large, and then the Maple Trio I used back here in the background. Stamped kind of light because I wanted it to be really in the distance. Okay, so let's get started on the bridge. Since I kind of have some warm and cool color tones mixed in together here, I decided to go with my warm gray Prismacolor pencils. So the first thing I want to do is I want to start making my shadows. I want to do the shadows. So I am going to start with my 70% warm gray. And okay, so this whole part of the bridge is in front of this back part. So what I want to do is I want to make a shadow back here. And that way it'll help give it the appearance of this being behind this. So, and then I'll do it down here along the bottom. I want a shadow on the bottom behind my little bushes. Now this part right here that goes across the top, the way I see that is it's like it's the top of the bridge. It's the top curved part. So I want to keep that kind of light. So I'm also going to shade underneath that. And I'll probably come back in a little later and use black and shade it in a little bit more. And then the same thing, this right here is in front of this part. So I want a shadow behind this. All you really got to do when you're thinking about your lighting and your shadows is just the shadows go behind the objects that are in front. I'm using a light touch. I'm not heavy-handed with my pencils. Okay. And then in order to make this look like it's more rounded, I'm going to put a little bit, not all the way to the edge, but just a little bit on the inside. Okay, let me go to I'm going to go to my 30% warm gray. I'm just going to blend in a little bit. I'm blending towards the center of that. I'm going to blend in a little bit here. And I am overlapping. I'm overlapping my lighter color over my darker color. Okay. And this to me looks like the shading should be darker at the bottom, so I'm going to go to back to my 70% and just go along the bottom here. So it does look like it should be darker at the bottom. It needs some more. I'm gonna probably have to come in and use the black at the end to finish it. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit lighter to my 20% warm gray. Now what I'm wanting to do is add a little bit more gray to these bricks and get some of this green out of it. I mean, it's okay if some of the green stays in there, because then that way it blends with the rest of of the colors that are going on in the picture. Let me get a little bit more gray in these. I don't want too much on these ones on the top. I'd like them to go ahead and keep some of that reflective color that's coming off the water and the sky. So I don't want to change that too much. Okay, now I'm going to go to my 90% warm gray. I like to go a little slower, so if I go a little slower, I feel like I have more control. That way, if I do something that I don't like, it's easier for me to come over it and fix it. I'm staying very close, very, very close. Put a little bit darker on this side. Okay, now I think on this top part I do want to bring the dark color down a little bit, so I'm using my 50% warm gray. I'm just blending it down a little bit. Do the same here. I'm going to blend it up a little. It would be a little darker back here because it is behind the pavilion. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the black. Let's see. Just adding a little more definition. staying to the same side of the line. So what I'm doing, I'm not going exactly over the line. I'm staying a little bit to the left of each line. And again, I'm not using a heavy hand. I'm just trying to get some of the definition back that I lost. And I can do that. I can do that as many times as I want. Okay, now I'm going to go down to, let's see, let's do 30%. And I'm just staying to the left of the black that I just put in. Well, actually, I'm actually going over the black and extending the gray out a little bit. Okay, back to my 50%. Don't want to lose a lot of what's already in the design. Okay. That's actually looking pretty good. I'm going to go back in and give it I lost some of the definition here. Okay, let's put a little bit of it back in. So now this one I am just following the lines. If you want to put a little bit more shading behind the pavilion. Okay. All right, I think I'm happy with that. Let's put a little more shading back behind the pavilion. Okay, so I think I'm done with the bridge. If I wanted to, I could come in with well, you know what, why not? Let's just do it. I'm gonna try some cream. And the reason I'm choosing cream is because of this yellow highlight that's coming from the sky. So that's why I'm choosing the cream for right here. Put a teeny little bit. Okay. Okay, so that gave the bridge some dimension. Now let's try, I want to try working with the slope here. But first I'm going to use my brown. I think I'll go with my burnt ochre. And do these tree trunks real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing a lot with the tree trunks because they are just so distant. Yeah, so I'm not going to worry about shading them or anything. I'm just going to leave them like that. Okay. Now one of the things I didn't like about the way this had stamped out is the pinks in the ground. So I think I'm going to try to add some greens. I did get I believe this one's Kelly green. And I got the light green, but I don't know. See, that light green's pretty bright, pretty vibrant. That Kelly green's more the color I'm looking for. It would probably be good in the deeper parts. I'm just gonna start with that. So what I'm wanting to do, I gotta turn the paper because I'm right-handed, but okay, see these areas here where it's already drawn in for you, where it's darker? Those are the parts, so like this right here, this right here is in front of this, so this needs to be darker, and it's going to be that same way on this whole rocky hill here. And I'm not even sure I'm going to like the green. I might have to come in with browns or something and change it. But I do want some green in it. Mainly because there's so much green in the water and then there's some green in the sky. So see, this right here is behind this. So I want this to be darker. I want this to be darker than what's in front of it. And then a lot of what I'm doing right here in this section, because there's nothing real definite, is I'm just scribbling. I'm not even trying to be precise. Okay, right here again, I want to get this that's behind it darker. And then, you know, probably coming up from the water, it would even be darker. I'm going very, very light because I may come in and change this coloring down here to some browns. I'm just staying in the areas there where in the design it's already there for us. The darker areas are already there for us. So the way these stamps are designed, it's already there for you. You know, you really don't have to do a whole lot. Okay, I'm gonna try this green. Okay, I think that's pretty good. This one is that one I don't know how to pronounce. Celadon Green or Celadon? I don't know how to pronounce that. Celadon. So I'm just going to extend up a little bit. That's kind of filling in kind of nice. I don't like all that pink right there. That was one of the reasons I almost threw this away. I thought, give it a try. It's one of the things I've learned from Kevin is don't give up too easily. Let's see, I'm really thinking about what I want to do here. I'm thinking I might want to just go ahead and get some browns. See how I'm just scribbling? I'm not even, I'm making it as easy as possible. Okay, what are we going to do about that pink? Okay, let's see, what colors could I use? Maybe a really light green. I wonder if that would help. Something really light, like pale sage. Let me try that. I'm gonna try that just to get some of this pink away. See, I'm gonna have the problem in this area that I'm having here. I don't like all that pink. See if we can get most of that out of there. I think I am going to come in with some browns. I'm going to have to do it up here because I need to keep it uniform with what I'm doing down here. I know those look like right there looks like trees to me, and this looks like rock to me. Okay, so let's try. Okay, I'm going to bring in a little bit of a brown. I'm going to try light brown. Okay, and see if I can do more with the shading. I don't know, what do you think? I'll probably still need to come in with a darker brown. I think that's starting to help. Okay, let's see. I'm not going to give up. Okay. You know, I could even come in with some warm grays in here and tie the colors into the bridge, which I think is what I'm going to do, especially for these little areas right here where there's looks like there's little rocks. I'm not going to worry about getting completely to the edge of the paper because I'll trim it. Okay, and again, here's just these little areas. I'm just scribbling now. I'm not trying to do anything specific. Okay, here I want to shade up. I want to go up, but I don't want to go completely to the top of that little ledge there. So you see how I'm staying away from the light areas? Because I'm probably going to come into there with some kind of a highlight. Okay. let's come in with some of the warm grays and see now if I can give this a little more definition. So I'm going to go to my 70%. Okay, a quick turn to my sharpener there. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm basically really going to add some shadows in here. So again, I'm going to stay right here behind this piece of ground here is in front of this piece. Okay, same here. This one here is in front of this one. So since it's in front of this one, I want my shadow behind this one. There's a little rock right there. See, there's a bunch of little rocks here. So what I want to do there is I want to get towards the bottom of these little rocks, shaded. Okay, now let's go behind this piece of ground. Yeah, that's starting to work, don't you think? Okay, let's keep going. Try to do this a little faster. I need to learn how to speed video. I'm glad you guys are being patient with me as I learn how to do all this stuff with the videos and the editing. Okay, I think I need some more shading in here. See how simple it is? It's not, it looks like it's really hard, but it's really not. You're just scribbling. I think my Prismacolor pencils are one of my favorite mediums to work with. Okay. Okay, almost there. Let's see. Okay, we definitely need more shading because we have a lot up here. We have a lot of darker shading up here, so. Again, I never go heavy-handed. If you'll even notice, I'm holding my pencil back. I'm not holding it way up here. I'm holding it back further. Usually the lighter I want to go, the lighter pressure, the further back I'll hold my pencil. Okay, that worked, I think. It got a lot of the pink out. There's still some, which is fine. But I just didn't like how much there was of it. Okay, let's do some quick shadows in here. I'm just following what's in the design. a bit more green over here. And here, I'm trying to go fast, you guys. You could probably speed up through there on your own. Okay, so the highlighting on the ground here, I think I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of the cream, and maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help with that pink that's bothering me so much. I mean, I say that, but I do want some of the pink in there. I want it to pick up the pink from the sky, but the way it was earlier, it was so loud. It was an in-your-face pink. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I want to get some brown in these little trees here. I had forgotten about them. So again, I'm using my burnt ochre just to do the tree trunks. I love the detail in these stamps. It's amazing. Okay. I think what I should mention too is what I had actually used in the pavilion was permanent red, and here I just used it really, really light, and then I went around it a little bit darker around the outside. I did that just because I wanted to give it a little bit of variation. Let's see, so for the, I think I want to add, wait, you know what? I'm going to add some pink right here. Oh, let's see. I want to use a darker gray. I'm going to go back for my warm grays. Let's try 50%. I'm feeling like this needs to be darker in here. In fact, I'm going to go a little bit darker. Let's go to my 70% warm gray. I don't want to get too dark as I go out because I don't want to lose the definition there. Let's blend this a little more. And then I want to add a little bit more black here. I'm just sticking with what's in the design and extending it up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to leave this one alone since it's in the distance. Oh, and also I think I should also mention I had actually used some of the permanent red and gone over this. Now I had stamped this out in Versafine Clair. Which I think is my favorite to use. Okay, I'm going to come down here in these little areas down here. Let's get that same burnt ochre. bushes. Alrighty. And I do want to add some of this really light green and this area here where they're really brown. This has already got some real pretty highlights in it just from the... Okay, now I'm just scribbling again. I'm not being precise. Just trying to take away some of that brown looking color. Give these rocks up here a little more shading. This is my 50% warm gray. So I'm just shading the bottom of the rocks. Now, I don't know about you, but I think this is looking like it's got more green up here at the top. I want to put a little extra green down at the bottom. Try to blend it in a little more. It's all in the details, right? This is my Kelly green again. Did that bring that in a little more? Okay. Now, I don't know what to do about the water. It's a mess. I want to make it darker up here along the shoreline. So let's go to the 90% warm gray. I don't want to go too crazy with it. Okay, I'm going to go back to my cream and work on a little bit of this water here. I just want to... I think what I had done is I had already made some lines in here for water. And I don't like the way it came out at all. Let me see if I can just blend some of it. See how far back I'm holding my pencil? That makes me, like I said earlier, it makes me not be so heavy-handed. It helps blend out some of those pencil lines that I had in there. You can see them right here, like the darker pencil lines. I don't remember what color I had done that with, but all I know is it looked awful. Okay, that blending helped. So I think I keep thinking if I want to add something to these trees, I probably also need to get some variation in these bushes down here. Okay, this one's marine green. I'm gonna check it and see if I think. Oh no, that's not gonna work. What about apple green? No, that's still not gonna work. Maybe I should just go back to my Kelly green, huh? Okay, I'm just gonna scribble the scumbling. All I'm trying to do with my pencil is just add some shading in here. Scumbling. I always forget what that word is. Basically, it's just scribbling. Okay. I think I'll go with that. I accept that. Maybe if I had a little bit darker green, I could do a little bit more in there. Just closer to where all of the again, to the bushes, like these ones are in front of this one. So I'm staying dark there. I'm still just scribbling or scumbling. Think about it, the more I think I do want to add a little bit of, that's a little too light, I guess. Let's try this Celadon Green again. I just want to stay in the light areas. Just add a little bit of color to these. Yeah, I like that better with a little color in them. Let's do the same here. So I'm staying in the light areas. See, right there. Okay. Now, I think I'm almost done. I do want to add a little bit of highlight, so let's see, I do have my white gel pen. Make sure it writes. Let's see. I could even use my white pencil. That might actually work better. I don't think I want to put any more in the water. Let me use my white pencil. I'm afraid that the gel pen might be a little too bright for what I'm after, for what I'm wanting. Because there's not a lot of white light in here, is there? It's very muted. So I'm staying right to the tops of these rocks, the most rounded parts of them. much in here. Oops. I went right into my pavilion with that white. There. All better. And I did lose a little bit of definition in here, so I don't want to do it too much. I'm really light-handed right now. Okay, I might probably will use the gel pen. Well, I don't know. Oh, this white's working pretty good. To get me some more highlights in my little bushes. I think maybe along this water line. I don't know if that really made much of a difference. You know, and I think right here on the very top, I do want a little bit of white. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna call that done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call that one done. I don't remember what the name of this was. One of the sentiment stamps, and I don't remember which one of the sets that it came from. Yeah, I can't remember. But I thought that was the perfect little sentiment for this. So, okay, well, you know what? Wait a minute. I do want a little bit more highlighting right here on these. Could always use a paint pen too. I just want it on the very tops. There, that looks better. Okay, I think I'm going to call that done. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Any questions, comments? I really appreciate. I try to read everything. I try to read all the comments, and I try to answer all the questions. If I've missed anybody, I apologize for that. I don't mean to. But, you know, I want to come in here, and then I was looking at it. I want to give it a little more shadow here. See, and this is one of the things that I'll keep doing. Like I'll look at stuff, and then I'll look at it the next day, and I'll just keep messing with it until I see, like, I'll see things that I don't like or I want to change. But I think at the moment it looks pretty good. Okay, you guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.